It sits there, alone, a leather sphere, worn and scuffed. Each mark tells a story: mud, sweat, tears. Rain falls from the dark sky, stadium lights slice through the gloom. Here legends are born. Boys become men. The ball waits, holding the dreams of a team nobody believed in. Tonight, under these lights, they have a single chance to prove everyone wrong. Some stories are written in the stars. This one's written in the dirt. This is more than a championship final. It's a testament to the human spirit. The story begins here. A ball, the rain, and a promise. The whistle is coming. The story is about to begin. They called themselves the Ridge Creek Ravens, a team that scavenged for every victory. Not the biggest, not the fastest, not the most skilled. Faded jerseys, mismatched boots, a bumpy field behind the old community centre. No one gave them a second thought. They were the easy 3 points. Their captain, Leo, was small but fierce, a lion's heart in a defender's body. Sam, the striker, awkward but always in the right place. Jake, the quiet giant in goal, let his saves do the talking. Coach Henderson, a former pro with a broken past, saw something in them. He pushed them hard, demanding more than anyone else ever had. There were arguments, moments of doubt, but they stayed for each other. They were more than a team. They were a family. They knew each other's struggles off the pitch. On the field, they were equals, brothers. As they walked into the rain for the final, they faced the City Academy Titans, polished, perfect, undefeated. The Ravens exchanged a look. No words needed. They knew what they had to do. They were ready to fight. The world expected them to lose, but they had already won something greater: belief. The whistle was about to blow. The Ravens stood tall. This was their moment. The underdogs were ready. The battle lines were drawn. The game was on. The referee's whistle cut the air. The game began. The Titans in pristine white moved like a machine, crisp, fluid, ruthless. The Ravens barely touched the ball, chasing shadows. Titans supporters roared, shaking the ground. The Ravens looked overwhelmed, the moment almost too big. The Titans' star striker danced through the midfield, one-on-one with Jake. It seemed certain, goal. But Jake stood tall, dived, and tipped the shot around the post. Relief swept through the Ravens' side. That save was a spark. Leo roared, "Wake up, this is our fight!" and won the ball with a fierce tackle. The team responded, pressing, closing down, making the game ugly but effective. The slick pitch became their ally. The Titans slipped misplaced passes. The first half was a war. Every ball contested, every tackle fierce. Sam chased every long ball, making the Titans nervous. The rain poured, kits heavy with mud, halftime whistle 0-0. The Ravens were bruised, exhausted, but still standing. They had survived the storm. The fight was far from over. The second half awaited. The locker room was silent, heavy with exhaustion and doubt. Mud-streaked boys slumped on benches, lost in thought. They'd held the Titans to a draw, but at a cost. Coach Henderson entered silent, his gaze steady. He saw pain, fatigue, fear, but also flickers of hope. He let the silence linger, forcing them to face the moment. Finally he spoke, voice low but powerful. "They think it's over. They think you'll break. They don't know you," he pointed at Leo. "They don't have your courage." At Sam. "They don't have your hunger." At Jake. "They don't have your strength." This isn't about them, it's about us. About every person who said you weren't good enough. You have 45 minutes to leave everything on that pitch. I don't care if you win or lose. I care that you fight for each other, for your families, for yourselves. The fire returned to their eyes. Doubt was replaced by determination. They were not done yet. The second half was theirs to claim. They rose, ready for battle. The storm outside was nothing compared to the storm within. The Ravens would not back down. The fight resumed. The Ravens returned to the pitch transformed, fear gone, resolve unbreakable. They pressed high, forcing Titans into mistakes. The game became frantic, end-to-end, will against skill. Ravens supporters found their voice, chants echoing in the rain. In the stands, families watched every tackle, every run. Disaster struck at 60 minutes. A deflected shot looped over Jake. 1-0 Titans. The stadium erupted. The Ravens slumped, stunned. Coach Henderson screamed, "Get your heads up, fight!" Leo gathered his team. "We've been down before, we never stop. Not now, not ever." He slammed his hand on the grass. The huddle broke, energy renewed. 20 minutes left to save their dream. The Ravens refused to surrender. The clock ticked down, every second mattered. The battle raged on. Hope was not lost. The Ravens threw caution aside, pushing forward, leaving gaps at the back. The Titans tried to slow the game, but the Ravens hunted in packs, relentless. Small victories, forced throw-ins, hurried clearances, showed the Titans could be rattled. Coach Henderson lived every moment on the sideline, pouring his heart into the fight. In the stands, families willed every tackle, every pass. The bond between players was unbreakable, lifting each other up, encouraging, sacrificing. Leo, limping, made a crucial block. Teammates mobbed him in gratitude. Their strength wasn't skill or tactics, it was unity. They moved and fought as one. The minutes slipped away. The Ravens' spirit burned brighter than ever. The final push was coming. 10 minutes left. The pitch a battlefield. Players running on hope. The Ravens won a free kick just outside the Titans' box. A chance. Sam stood over the ball, wiped the mud, breathed deep. The stadium held its breath. Sam struck it. Curling over the wall, the keeper tipped it onto the bar. Chaos in the box. The ball bounced to Leo, 6 yards out. Ignoring pain, he swung, goal, 1-1. The Ravens fans erupted. The final minutes were agony. The Titans attacked in waves, desperate for a winner. The Ravens defended with everything, bodies on the line, heads where boots flew. Jake made a stunning save, tipping a header over. The final whistle, 1-1. The game would be decided by penalties. The players collapsed, spent but unbroken. The stadium buzzed with tension. The season came down to a single shootout. The Ravens gathered arms around each other. The Titans stared them down. The rain had stopped, but the pressure was relentless. The moment of truth had arrived. The penalty spot waited. Everything hung in the balance. The penalty shootout, 5 kicks each, season on the line. Titans scored. Ravens answered. Jake saved the second Titans penalty. Ravens erupted. But a Ravens player missed, shooting over the bar. Scores level. It came down to the final kick for each team. Titans scored. Now Sam had to score to keep the Ravens alive. He placed the ball, the world shrinking to him, the ball, the keeper. He ran up, struck it clean. The ball spun through the air, the keeper diving. Time seemed to freeze. The hopes of a team, a town, a season, all in this moment. The crowd held its breath. The ball flew toward the net. Would it go in? Everything balanced on this single kick. The story paused, suspended in hope. The outcome was unknown, but the journey was everything. Does the ball hit the net? Does it miss? The truth is, the result doesn't matter. The victory was already won. In every practice, every moment of support, every act of courage. This moment isn't an ending, it's a beginning. It's the story they'll tell forever. How they stood against giants and refused to back down. Win or lose, they walked off as champions. They earned respect. They found pride. In every town, on every field, there's a team like the Ravens, underdogs with big dreams. They play for more than a win. They play for a chance. Their passion burns bright, no matter the crowd. The story doesn't end here, it never does. It continues with every kick, every dream. It's the story of football, the story of life, and now it's your story too. The ball is still in the air. What happens next? That's up to you.